Now we have with us our esteemed guest of honor, Mr. Kaizad Gustad. Kaizad Gustad is a writer, director of 4 feature films. His first film was the breakout hit Bombay Boys. He followed that up with Boom. He's also the author of 3 books of No Fixed Address, a collection of short stories from around the world, The Road of Mandalay, a coffee table book about his travels, and a novel, 7 Stories. Let us learn from the man himself as he would take us through the steps of creating a perfect screenplay from your writings and stories using Final Draft. But before he explains what Final Draft is, we would like to invite Mr. Kaizad Gustad on stage, and to felicitate him, we would like to invite Mr. Arjun Chaudhary. Please put your hands together for Kaizad Gustad and Mr. Arjun Chaudhary. Can we have a round of applause, please? We would now like Mr. Kaizad Gustad to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Arjun. Thank you, Lukiota, for having me. My name is Kaizad Gustad, and I'm a screenwriter. I'm the writer-director of 4 feature films, and I'm here to talk to you about writing for film. Have any of you written anything for the screen before? Let's have a show of hands.
ভিডিওটা চলছে
Have any of you written a short movie or a short film or anything of the sort? Anybody? Yes? Okay, that's one. Have any of you used Final Draft before to write a screenplay? The software Final Draft? No? Okay. So I've been invited by Arjun to talk to you about how one can use Final Draft, which is the screenwriting software, to write anything, basically. It's made for writing movies, but you can also write animated shows, you can write television, you can write a novel, you can write a graphic novel, you can write just about anything you want with Final Draft. It's a way in which whatever you input becomes digital. So I've pulled up a sample draft that Final Draft itself gives you. If you're interested in the software, you'll be able to get it from india.finaldraft.com. So basically what this is it's a way in which whatever you write gets digitized. So every little input you make has a digital file attached to it. So for instance, this is the standard script that comes along with the Final Draft software. I'll start from the top. So this is what the software looks like. I have Final Draft 12. You can now write in 8 Indian languages, including Bengali. We go and write a script. This is the script that they've written already. As you can see, there are various headings over here called Outline 1, Outline 2, Script Board, Beat Board, Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. This is the way in which you can write a movie, and every little thing that you write becomes inputted and helps for production, for pre-planning, and even for editing. So for instance, let's take it from the top. Let's say that I have to write about this particular scene. I would simply enter the return button and it gives me all these options. Do you want a scene heading? Do you want action? Do you want character? Do you want a parenthetical, dialogue, transition? What do you want? Let's start with the scene heading. So I will write interior, KLC, Kolkata, day. Okay? While it's writing in gibberish right now, I have to change this to ABC. Yeah. So, as you can see, it finds it for you. Now let's say a room full of people. Now let's say I am talking. You hit the return button twice and it gives you all these options. You can see up there. You want an action, you want a character, you want a parenthetical. Let's take a character. Let's put my name down for it because I am the one speaking. If I hit return again, it's already spaced it to go to where the dialogue should be. Hello everyone, how are you? Now you can see that Final Draft has actually formatted both the screenplay, the character and the dialogue for you in a manner in which it works for 1 minute per page. So whenever you write a screenplay, you want to know how long your movie is going to be. Final Draft paginates it for you automatically and tells you that it's going to be 1 minute per page. So, for instance, here I have said, hello everyone, how are you? After that, I can say, I'm just writing something for the sake of writing it. If I click a double return, I have all these options. I can fade out by using a transition, so that will allow me to cut to. Now let's say I wanted to go back to this room. If I click return again, I'll have my scene heading. It'll find this scene heading on its own. I won't have to re-enter it. Similarly, it'll find me when I go to character and I just click character. And if I just enter the letter K, it'll find my name. So I can actually just click. What Final Draft does is it saves you a lot of time in the writing process and formats and paginates the screenplay for you. So you can write whatever you want. If you have a second character, let's say his name is Raj. Click Raj here, Raj will type. Again it comes back to me. If I press K, my name comes up. Here's my dialogue. Now if I go to character and I press R, it will give me Raj automatically. So I don't have to re-enter everything. Similarly, if I wanted to create a parenthetical, a dialogue, a transition, a shot, anything I wanted, it does it for me automatically. So it saves me the headache of having to do that. I can also plan my script in Act 1, in Act 2, in Act 3. I can plan a beat board. Here are the different beats in the screenplay. So you have an idea of where you're going. Each one of these little things is a scene. Additionally, I can actually pull up things like I can mark my revisions, I can clear my revisions, I can lock my tools, I can find and create tags that allow me to package it for props, costume, wardrobe, all kinds of things. Basically, everything I write is a digital input that helps me to figure out what it is I'm making. Now, if I wanted a scene report, I'll just click one button. I can get it in script order, alphabetical order, shortest scene, longest scene, in production order. Let's just take it in script order for now. Here's my script report. It'll tell me how many scenes I have, what is the page number of the scene, what is the length of each scene. All the details that I need of my script can be pulled up by clicking a button. Now let's say I wanted to pull up something else. Let's say I wanted a report for my characters. These are all my characters, okay? So let's say I wanted to figure out who's speaking when, how much, and how often. Here we go. So here's the script character report that tells me the grandmother spoke 10 times. These people have spoken so many times. These are the script reports that it can pull up for me on an automatic basis. In addition to that, I've also got things like location report, which allows me to tell you where my script is set. It's set in the workshop, back at the campsite, base of the slope, at the campsite, at the cave, at the cliff overlooking. So it basically, what Final Draft does is it breaks down the script for you and helps you during pre-production, production, and post-production to streamline the entire process. Does anybody have any questions for me about using Final Draft? No? Okay, let me see what else I can show you. I can watermark it. I can put a watermark right across the whole thing that says copyright. This will create a watermark across the page automatically. I can format it based on different colors. I can align it. I can space it. I can figure out how I can change the elements. These are all the different elements I can use. I can create shots, transitions, dialogues, parentheticals, characters, actions, scene headings. I can change the view as well. I can decide to do it by normal view or by a script view. So each scene is now an index card, and it allows me to know, okay, how many cards I have, and therefore how many scenes I have, and I can actually print these cards out separately. I can split it vertically, I can split it horizontally. Basically, Final Draft allows you to digitally look at your screenplay and understand what it is you are trying to make. So just about anybody in the world who is making movies today uses Final Draft because it allows you to do a lot more than if you were writing simply on Word. That's my Final Draft 101 session for today. Does anybody have any questions on using Final Draft that I can help you with? Yes? One-liner. Yeah. So in film language we use the word logline. Logline we use it. The logline is how will you sum up your story in 2 lines. आपका story 200 पेज का हो सकता है, 100 पेज का हो सकता है, but when you meet someone, you have to have a logline ready. Logline should be less than 30 seconds. And in that you have to create it yourself to say how you can sell your story in 30 seconds. In Hollywood they refer to it as the elevator pitch. बोले तो समझ लो आप एक लिफ्ट में अटके हुए हैं प्रोड्यूसर के साथ और आपको बस 30 सेकंड है, 60 seconds है. It's a captive audience. They can't go anywhere. So you have to try and find a way to get them interested in your story. So you have to create your own logline. And the logline should be really interesting, really unusual, really different, something that gets their attention in less than 30 seconds, less than 2 or 3 lines. And only you can make your own logline, no one else can make it. Yeah, possibly made 100%. But that is a craft. I can't teach you a craft. I am showing you how to use Final Draft, which is a software. So you have to basically find out how you can create your own logline. Simplest way to look at it is कि film 2 घंटे का होता है, पर trailer 2 मिनट का होता है. Correct? So it's the same thing. You have a screenplay that's 100 pages, but your logline should be 2 lines. Final Draft सिर्फ लिखेगा आपके लिए. Final Draft will not make the logline for you. You have to still write it yourself. So you go here, you go new from template. These are the different templates you can use. You can use a screenplay, a musical. Let's just look at a screenplay, okay? Now, you can write your logline right up front, whatever you want. Okay? If you start by writing the logline, you've given your story away. You've already told them kya hai story. So somebody who has little time, they will be more interested in only reading a logline and telling yes or no, interest hai ya interest nahi. But otherwise you have to write a whole screenplay, and you write it like this. Exterior, let's just say, now you see it is formatting for me. Now whatever I type, okay, it is formatting for me. I can decide if I want to do a dialogue, a transition, if I want to do an action, if I want to do a character, a scene heading. It is deciding for me. It is helping me to decide what to do. Now let's say I want to create a character, Arjun. There we go. The moment I click return, if you notice the cursor has not gone here, it has gone here because this is dialogue. Now when I click back, it goes here. So what Final Draft is doing for you is, it is basically formatting your entire movie for you so you don't have to do it. It cannot teach you how to write, but it will teach you how to format and present your screenplay professionally. All professionals in the world use Final Draft. So if you want your screenplay to appear to be professional, submit it in Final Draft. Don't submit it in PDF or Word or something like that. Submit it in Final Draft format, because then whoever is reading it also knows you know what you're doing because you have submitted it in a professional software. Yes sir, you had a question?
Does it allow me to include some sketches or pictures stored as reference pictures?
So you have something called a beat board. We double click it, you can create a beat. Now let's say the beat is at a literary function. Now let's say you wanted to include a photograph here. You can add it here in this beat. This beat you can then take and dump it in your screenplay itself. You can look at the screenplay on the left and the beat board on the right. You can attach as many photographs as you want. You can take the pictures also from the internet. So even though it's a writing screenplay, you can make presentations with it. You can make decks with it. You can do all kinds of audiovisual stuff with it. The main thing is it gives you the tools that allows you to do this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am. No, your work will only stay on your laptop. It does not go anywhere else. If they have Final Draft, and only if they have Final Draft. So the way it works now is you register your screenplay with in Bombay we have the Screenwriters Association. You register it gives you, each page gives you a rubber stamp. Date and time, not just date but time also. So on so-and-so date, on so-and-so time you have registered your screenplay. That comes to you as a PDF from SWA automatically. So when you submit, that is what you should submit. The registered screenplay. Always submit only registered screenplays. But you should tell the person you're submitting to that you have the Final Draft format. Because if they're a serious production company and if you're submitting it to the Final Draft, your material will be taken more seriously because of the amount of time it saves in production. Any other questions from anybody? What else can I tell you about this?
Is there any option to either run video taxes and all small videos also?
Well, it's not made for video, but you can dump video onto it, onto the beat board. You can take any video you want from online sources and attach it to your beat board. So you can make a presentation, yes, a video, stills, everything. But Final Draft is specifically a writer's software. It is made for writers. So the visual medium comes later. You can also write movies. You can write books, novels, short stories. You can write graphic novels. Basically, any and every form of writing that involves publishing of any kind, you can do it on Final Draft. And you can also now write in Bengali and 8 other Indian languages, which is It's new to Final Draft 12. Also, you know, it does things like this. It allows you to see your entire script. Like you can, you know, you can actually move it around. You can say, I don't like that scene. I think this scene should go here. That scene should come here. So it allows you to sort of play God with the screenplay. You can literally just, like a puppet, you're like a string master, you can move your stuff around. When you write 100 pages, it's difficult to know, okay, on 75 page what was written. This gives you a little synopsis version of the whole thing, which allows you to move scenes around at will, among many, many, many other things. Yes, sir?
Sorry for too many questions.
Not at all, go ahead.
Does it have a proofreading option added to it, like the spell check or some kind of a
Oh yeah, I mean that's easy. It'll be here under tools. Will have spelling, thesaurus, speech control, everything. You can even talk and it will pick it up. It's very, very good for dictating. So today you can dictate in your mother tongue and it'll just pick up the language and it'll do it.
speech to word?
Just think of it as Microsoft Word evolved, 100 times over. There's no writing software like this one. And it works not just for films, but it actually works for all writers, whether regardless of what you're writing. You could be writing poetry and you could still do this. Because then when you're submitting it, let's say you're submitting it to Kyoto, you already formatted it for them. Or they press a button and they format it. You can say, I want a loose format, I want a tight format, I want a paginated format. It does everything for you, basically.
Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone? No? Alright. Well, I wish you well on your writing journey, everybody. Good luck. And if you want Final Draft, this India store is now open. You can get it from india.finaldraft.com. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.